Part 4. Internet Review Websites. In this section, we will focus on a topic that probably creates more confusion for consumers than any other information that is available regarding water ionizers. This confusion does not stem from the actual information being covered, but from the manner in which it is being presented. You see, some of the predatory water ionizer sellers have actually created websites that appear to be independent, unbiased reviews of water ionizers. Some are very elaborate, having a look and feel similar to that of Consumer Reports. For the record, there are no independent, unbiased water ionizer review websites on the internet. Every so-called independent water ionizer consumer review website that you come across is nothing more than a marketing website created with the specific intention of selling a particular brand of ionizer. These sites have not been created to provide information that will help protect consumers. They have been created to influence a buying decision. Consumer Reports, the most respected name in product reviews for consumer protection, has not reviewed water ionizers. This image is a screenshot from the Consumer Reports website where we conducted a search for water ionizers. The results were 0. While this video was produced to provide truthful information, when it comes to information like this, information that is easy enough to verify, don't simply take our word for it. Challenge our findings and check for yourself. Visit the Consumer Reports website and conduct your own search. Just make sure you are actually visiting the official Consumer Reports website and not a water ionizer company marketing website disguised as a consumer review website. There are a few very simple ways to identify a fake review website. The first and most obvious is when a review website lists their top pick or top brand, and then it is the machine or brand that is the only ionizer on the website available for sale. A real review website would have all or nothing. Either they provide links for purchasing all of the reviewed products or none of them. A real review website is for providing information. They have no vested interest in which product comes out on top, so they will not pick and choose which products can be purchased. This even applies to the sites that review 10 different water ionizer brands but only have purchase links for 5 of them. What this indicates is that the owner of the site has a vested interest and is actively selling those particular 5 brands, which does happen. Another very easy way to spot a phony review website is to check the contact information. Legitimate product review websites provide detailed information on how consumers can contact them, listing the company or organization name, their address, phone numbers, hours of operations, etc. When you click on the Contact Us link and it directs you to a page that has nothing more than an email link or a short form to submit, you are most likely on a phony review website. These fake sites don't want you contacting them, which is why no real contact information is ever provided. There have been some exceptions to this. Water Ionizer Expert, a site that appears to be an unbiased review website, is actually owned and operated by Earth Trade Water, which is the parent company of Life Ionizers. At the bottom of each page of this website, there is information listing Earth Trade Water as the owner and operator of the website. Consumers are smart enough to know if a website is owned by an ionizer company, any reviews of ionizers that they make will be biased. Covering the features or benefits of their own machines would be one thing, but to try to convince consumers that a competing company in the industry is going to give a completely objective and honest review of other brands, that is just very unlikely. But perhaps we need to step away from the ionizer industry for a moment and think about this purely from the consumer standpoint. Imagine how you would feel if you discovered that an automobile review website promoted as providing reliable, unbiased information that you can trust, a site that many people were visiting to help them make a buying decision, was actually owned and operated by one of the car companies being reviewed. And then, to make matters even worse, the models that received the best reviews on the website were those of the car company that owned the site. As a consumer, would you not be outraged by a company that would stoop to such underhanded tactics in order to try to trick you into purchasing their product? If so, understand that the exact same thing is happening in the ionizer industry right this very second. If you are outraged by this, you should be. As a consumer, you deserve better than to be treated with such disrespect and dishonesty. While not as predominant as the review websites, we do feel it is important to address the so-called laboratory test results that surface online every now and then. Once again, if you run into a document or video on an ionizer-related website that is about comparative product testing, these are for marketing purposes. They are not for actual scientific purposes documenting an ionizer's effectiveness. There have been no real laboratory product comparisons. Now, if you wonder what I mean by real, allow me to explain. There have been instances when water samples have been sent to independent labs and they were tested for things like pH value and ORP. The labs then went on to draft a report on their findings, even though they did not even know where the water samples came from. They simply reported based on the information that was sent to them. This does not constitute proper testing. In a video that is on the internet, a very scientific, official-looking man takes viewers through a series of tests that were designed to convince them that one ionizer brand is better than another. The problem is, the testing is not following even the most basic protocols necessary to truly come up with definitive results. To an untrained eye, most of these tests seem legitimate. Consumers need to know that there are no reports or videos depicting laboratory tests that have not been produced solely for the purpose of marketing. You will know if the day comes that real testing is conducted for actual scientific purposes. First, there will be many, many different models tested. There will be at least 2 of each model used in the tests. In scientific testing, this is called redundancy, meaning that the results of each product are proved not to be a fluke because they are actually produced from 2 different machines. Next, all of the testing conditions will be equal. The source water will be the same. The exiting flow rate from the machines will be the same. On one testing video, they explain how the flow rate of the water is equal because they turn the faucet on to the same pressure during the testing of each machine. Unfortunately, because some machines have the auto flow control valve, where you put the water pressure on the faucet has no bearing on the actual flow rate exiting the machine. The results of those tests are inaccurate. All aspects of testing need to be equal in order to get truly accurate and unbiased results. There is one more point of consideration when it comes to these review websites, or the aspect of general consumer protection. While these websites might seem like they were created to help, they were actually only created to sell. And while some of the predatory ionizer salespeople may proclaim that the information they are sharing is to protect your best interest as a consumer, the reality is they are simply trying to sell you their brand of ionizer. Remember, they are not in the business of consumer protection. They are in the business of water ionizer sales. Every word they say is centered around this objective. So, while it might give you a nice, warm feeling to believe that the salesperson on the other end of that email message or that telephone call has your best interest at heart, just don't be so naive to think that they are being so helpful because they really care and truly want to help you. They are appearing so helpful because they are trying to help themselves by selling you one of their products. So, when it comes to ionizer reviews found on the internet, your best bet is to realize that they are not objective and that the sites were created to sell you a specific product. If you really want to test the water being produced by an ionizer, then demand water samples and let the testing begin.